What's up, YouTube? This is gonna be start to finish on our mini truck build. Hit the like, subscribe, let's get started. Now, if you guys didn't know, my daily beater is a 1998 Ford Ranger XLT with a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. So in typical car guy fashion, I did say I was never gonna mod this daily, but I think we're gonna have to. We're gonna do it on a budget and make this mini truck look sick. As you guys could see, the Ford Ranger is not perfect by any means, especially the faded clear coat. It needs a lot of work, but with a little bit of elbow grease, we can get this right. Front end, as you guys could see, the yellow headlights. Those make the truck look even older. We're gonna sand those down, give it a good little cleanup, and make this truck look brand new. Other than that, we have to fix this headlight because it's literally just falling out. Now, if you've never heard a 4-cylinder Ford Ranger, here's how it sounds. I'm trying to take off this valence part because it's kind of clapped. All right, so this is basically everything I removed. I removed all the butt flaps, the rear valence, the front valence, and the one headlight. The other one, it's breaking and I'm not gonna take it off, so we'll just sand it right there. Give you guys a look around. The truck is basically naked. I kind of like the truck without the mud flaps, so I think I'm gonna leave it without it. We're just gonna have to clean those areas of where it goes. This is disgusting. But yeah, that's basically the workaround. The valences, we are going to spray paint black. That way they look newer. And that's it. Other than that, the mud flaps, I'm gonna keep off. I think the mud flaps, without it, it looks a little better. Oh, and I also ended up removing the wipers so we could respray those, and those look a little newer. All right, now this is my workstation, okay? Got a trash can with some boxes on top, got both bumpers, and the rest of the stuff is right here on the grass. All right, so now to work on the last little mod. We're gonna take off the muffler and see how this little 2.5 cylinder sounds. Now, we're not gonna straight pipe it because it's a 4-cylinder, so it's gonna sound like ass. I just want it to be a little bit louder. Yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna end up cutting those off. They don't want to come off, so angle grinder it is. So the muffler's finally out. Let's give it a cold start and see how it sounds. Now, mind you, it's literally just a dump after the resonator, so we'll see. Alright, so that's actually funny as hell. It sounds like shit, but it's okay. It's a beater, and I really don't care. What I'm going to do is cut off the flange for where the resonator connects to the muffler, and then we can go to AutoZone, and we'll buy a turn-down tip. That way, all the exhaust fumes and sound go directly down instead of into the cabin. Now, let's do a time-lapse of putting the truck back together and see how it looks. All right, so it's about 4:30. just got back. We're gonna cut the rest of the flange for after the resonator off, so then we can put the turn down pipe. Hopefully it makes it sound a little bit cooler and not as crazy as inside the truck. I don't know if I'll angle it or if I'll put it straight down or to the side. I think to the side would look dope, but this pipe isn't big enough to get it all the way to where you guys would see it like that, you know what I mean? That shit would look sick, but it is what it is. We're doing this on a budget. We only ended up spending $17 on this whole thing. I already had the paint, already had the sandpaper. Let's get this shit done. A few weeks ago, I picked up this $1,500 1998 Ford Ranger. As you guys can see, it's fucking beat up, okay? It's ugly. But as you know me, I need to spice up all the cars I drive, even if it's a truck, okay? So I'm doing this little series. We're trying to keep the budget under $500 to mod and get our truck looking super fucking cool. All right, so here are the wheels. I know they don't look crazy right now, okay? They're beat up, bad. 2 of the tires are dry rotted, but other than that, these are gonna be the base. Mind you, we got them for $100. This shit shows you could buy shit for cheap. You just gotta work on it, and then we're gonna head home and we'll pick back up once we're working on them. Basically, I'm gonna put a coat on all 4 of the wheels and the barrels because these barrels look really ugly. And if you can't see, just believe me, they're ugly, okay? This is gonna start being able to peel. Okay, so you could get your scraper, start scraping it off, which you guys can already see. I already did that. So we're gonna put more of the stripper on them, coat them real good. Okay. All right, as you guys saw, I hit them with the drill and the wire brush, and look at the wheels. The paint is coming along. It's coming off, okay? So we're gonna put some more paint strip on there, and then we will wait a little bit and we'll get back to it. All right, so I went through and used the drill brush on all of them. That is how they are looking. A lot better. Obviously not perfect, and I don't plan on them to be. You could do maybe 1 or 2 more coats of the stripper, and maybe that would help you out. But to be honest, I'm just trying to get this shit done. I want to see these on the truck already. As you can see or hear, it's really rough right now, which is fine because the stripper is not meant to make it smooth. That's what the sanding is for. Alright, so this is how the wheels turned out. All 4 of them are sanded. I already washed them with some soap and water, just letting them dry now. Now here is the before. Obviously very sanded and ugly. These cards were free. Don't worry about it. I took them from my mom's game stash. So yeah, let's get to spraying the primer on these. So this is the second coat of primer. As you can see, still some imperfections, but mind you, this is how they looked like when we first got them, okay? This is how they look like now. Even though they aren't perfect, I still think that it's a way better upgrade. We've done 3 coats. Still need to do 2 more just to be safe. But some of the wheels are looking a lot better. Some are still in. As you can see, there's still imperfections. So here they are, our $100 budget build rims. Let's go.
enough talking. Let's get these bad boys on the truck. Let's get her going. Just follow me around, you know. For hire. Open this bad boy up. Let's get the jack. The jack has seen better days, okay? That's pretty bad. That's okay. Because of the rain. Like I said, it's a beater, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
That was slick, the way you caught it.
I've done this one too many times, should've.
Okay, I'll know.
Nice. Now I have no idea if I'm gonna need spacers or not. I do think so because these came off a Mustang, and the Ranger hub bearings or hubs are pretty fucking huge. So if they don't line up, that's exactly why. Painted it or not. Oh yeah, these are not going in. The hubs on these are too damn big for the wheels, which obviously they're $100 marketplace wheels. We kind of took a little gamble to see if they would fit. I thought because it was a Mustang it would be very close, but we are going to need spacers. Maybe if it's like a 1-inch or anything, but right now it will not go farther than this on the hub. So as you guys saw, we had an issue with the wheels fitting. I figured this might happen because it's $100 wheels and they came off a Mustang, and even though they are both Ford, they use different hubs. So we are going to order some spacers. I think I'm only just going to order a 1-inch spacer. I think that would be enough to set them out a little bit more, and then we'll pick back up. Let's go. Oh yeah. Ooh, ignore the shitty tire. Everybody was telling me to lower it, so that's what we're doing in this episode. Let's get to it. Now we left off where we installed the wheels and the spacers. As you guys could see, it looks atrocious. Look at all this gap, bro. Look at all this gap. That shit's crazy. And the rear, same shit. But with the 1.5-inch spacers, honestly, it's not bad. Now, you guys already know this whole mini truck build is on a budget. Now we've spent a lot of money so far because of the damn spacers and lug nuts we had to get for the wheels on the last episode. Now I'm gonna put up the total of what we've spent so far, and then we had to spend some more because obviously we're not driving around in a monster truck mini truck. Monster truck mini truck. Yeah, that works. Let me show you guys what we got, okay? So I've never ever lowered a truck. Now I get the entire process behind it. Some trucks have coilovers and leaf springs. So the easiest drop kit for a truck is usually a flip kit. You basically flip the rear axle and whatever. So that's what we got here. It's a flip kit for the rear. For the front, we're just gonna have to DIY it because we're on a budget. And this was only $80. If we would have bought the one that comes with the front springs, it was $180. I can make those springs way shorter for less than $100. So let's get to it. Basically, all we're doing is, as you guys can see right now, the axle is under the leaf spring. We're gonna flip it. So we're gonna put the axle above the leaf spring, and then all you'll do is put this shit and this like that, something like that. I'll show you guys better once we actually start doing it. All right, so fast forward a little bit. I took out the first bolt. Now, issue second bolt. So, from what I saw, they took out this. But this is a nut, meaning the bolt screws in this way. But there's this big metal fucking piece right here. The bolt's not going to come out. So, what I think I'm going to do is take off this top one. As you see, the nut or the bolt starts here. So, it'll be able to be pulled out. And then, virtually same thing, it's just a little bit higher. So I'm gonna lower the jack. The jack stand should hold up the frame. All right, so I'm sure I didn't have to take off the strut, but I unbolted it. Just figured it was gonna be easier. There it is. We're gonna jack up the diff as high as we can. I heard we might need to remove these bump stops, but if it hits on it, it hits on it. We're just gonna jack it up as high as we can, and then we can throw the leaf spring under it and start assembling it. All right, so I have it jacked up, not as far as it'll go, but quite a bit. I think it should be enough for me to start re-putting on the leaf spring, and then we will lower this down onto the leaf springs. Boom. Took us a little bit, but this side is fully installed. Now I'm gonna put the the drum back on and finish doing that side, because for some reason on that side the little centering pin on this bracket didn't go in all the way, so I gotta take it off and do that. All right, so both sides are on now. We can put the spacers and the wheels back on, drop the truck, take off the jack stands, and then we'll tie in all the bolts one more time. Moment of truth. You guys are seeing it before I see it. Nah, this bitch is squatted. Take it around the block. Now that we drove it around the block, let's start working on the front. Let's go. All right, so first thing we gotta remove is lug nuts and the spacer, of course. Or spacer we could leave in there for now. Boom. Let's do it. All right, so we finally took off the spring from the driver's side, and we have it right here. Now when I measure the spring, it's roughly a little bit like 1/8 over 16 inches. So what I think we're gonna do is, because we lowered the rear 5, we need to drop this around 3 to keep it even. What I'm gonna do is cut, I think half a spring would be 1. So I think we're gonna cut a full spring, if not 2. Let me think this through real quick. So now that the spring is cut, I ended up cutting it from the bottom part because the bottom part was already kind of like angled. The top part sits very flush. So I left the top part like that and just cut the bottom. Either way, it's gonna go down. Finish this side. Took us way longer than expected. Gonna throw on the wheel and see how it looks while it's on the floor. Gonna cut the other side and then we'll be back and see where it's at. So this side was a little more complex. For some reason, Ford decides not to make them the exact same. So like the bottom arm, yeah, they're the same, but the bolts are different for some reason. But yeah, I already cut this one. Same thing, 1.5 coils. Hopefully this gets us even all around. I know we were still a little bit squatted, so hopefully this kind of evens it out. Yeah, so unfortunately it still has a little squat to it, but to be honest, it's a little bit better than it was, and those haven't fully set yet, so hopefully it's a little bit lower. If anything, I do think we'll probably end up going in again and maybe cutting another ring and a half just to kind of try and even it out. For this video, I ended off the last one saying that I found something crazy on Marketplace. You guys stay tuned for the next episode. We're gonna go crazy. I found some crazy on Marketplace and I'm gonna go pick it up tomorrow. So you guys stay tuned, you will see that next week. And let me just tell you, it was 20 bucks. Bro, this thing retails for like 250 plus, okay? Mind you, it does need a little bit of work, but you know me, I got this shit. All right, so we picked up this moon visor for $20 off Marketplace. It's not for a Ford Ranger and it's not for a Mazda B series. The guy said it was for a Blazer. Now, honestly, I didn't think this was gonna fit and I was okay with like gambling $20 to see if it would fit. But let me just show you, because this shit fits surprisingly good, like this. And this shit's gonna look sick. Obviously, as you guys could see, it's super dirty, it's beat up. And normally they have lights on here, but he didn't have them, and I don't think I'm gonna put them just for cost purposes. We're coming low on our budget. All right, now we're gonna do the same thing that we did to the wheels. Okay, so we gotta sand this down. Now this is fiberglass, unfortunately, so we are gonna get real itchy, but we're gonna sand this down to at least get rid of all those little scuffs. We'll primer it, and then we will paint over it. Now, I think I'm gonna go with black on this. I think a black moon spoiler looks really good. This truck looks so different already, like with the wheels and everything, compared to how it did like 3 weeks ago. Hitting that like button and subscribing if you aren't subscribed already. We post every single week. Now back to the video. Here. All right, so I think this is where it's gonna go. Now it's pretty even from this side to the other side. It's pretty even. I think it looks sick. This might have been the quickest install ever, okay? And to be honest, I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of like it, but not enough. I feel like it's got to grow on me a little bit. Like, oh yeah, buddy. Obviously, we still need to paint it. But like, this shit look cool, dude. I don't know. I feel like it makes it look a little more country, cuz. So if you haven't been keeping up with the budget, let me give you an update. After installing the wheels and the spacers, we are at $276 out of $500. Then for part 3, we ended up spending $80 for the drop kit, an extra $10 for some blue Loctite. So that puts us at $366 before buying the moon visor, which was 20 bucks. Also bought some gray silicone and some hardware for the moon visor. That was 20 bucks. Okay, I'm gonna pop up a total of all the money we've spent right now, and pretty sure it's like 400 something dollars. So like we're really close to the last bit, and we have one more episode. So one more episode. Will we get the truck done under 500? We have literally spent the last bit of the budget. We have $2 left to our name, which is crazy. But let's get to painting the spoiler in black. As you guys can see, we have done so much. We went from cutting the muffler, removing all the mud flaps, and respraying all the bumpers and little spats and stuff black. And then in the second episode, you guys seen the wheels we picked up. The third episode, you guys saw we lowered the truck, and we got a mixed review. Some people like the squat, some people want it lower. Some people said I shouldn't lower it, but that's okay. We're gonna continue. In that last episode, we put the moon visor onto the truck, and that was also kind of iffy. I personally don't even know if I fully like it, but it's a little bit different. It's obviously not meant for this truck, so it's not gonna be perfect, but I still think it adds a little bit of character to it. And now in this episode, we're gonna tackle the worst thing on this truck so far, and that's the paint. So the worst part on the truck is obviously the hood. Like, this is pretty disgusting, and it's the most noticeable one. Other than that, you have the roof, which the roof isn't as big, so it's not as much of an eyesore, but it's still pretty bad with that clear coat faded. And then you have the bed, same thing. The top of the bed is all faded and just scratched up and beat up. But that's okay, because in today's episode, we're gonna fix that. Or we're gonna at least try to fix it. I don't know how it's gonna look in the end, but we're gonna try and see how it goes. So what I'm thinking is, you guys see this body line, right? All right, so well, first we have this blue stripe, and then we have this body line. What I was gonna do is tape right at the body line. From there, all the way. See, my issue is here, you know? Here we have some clear. So we might not be able to do that. But I was thinking above the body line, but I just remembered the bed is kind of cooked, and yeah. So we might have to go below the body line. So maybe to like here. And just make a straight line. Right. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough paint for the bed, so I don't know if we'll do that. But as you could see, the top half, I ended up taking off the fuel cap because I think I'm just gonna spray paint the whole cap. Sheesh. Show you guys the back window, the entire bed, the logo. Sheesh. This window, the mirror, and I even did the front bumper. So I think we're like almost ready. So it is the next day, we're back, and let me just show you guys how the truck looks right now. We do still need to do clear, and I'm gonna go over, there's a couple spots that need a little bit of more black, and then we'll clear the whole truck. We have to do 2 to 3 coats of that, and then we'll do the final reveal and outcome. And let me just show you guys how it's looking right now, because to be honest, for a DIY outside paint job, I think it's looking good. I don't really care. All right. So this is a solid, probably 5 feet away, okay? This is how it's looking.
There's still a few areas that I need to go over it again, but for the most part, I think it's looking good. Mind you, we sprayed this at like 8:30 p.m. in the dark. So this is going to be the result of our mini truck build series. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for staying tuned. And mind you, the paint job isn't the best, but then again, we only spent like 50 bucks on it, so can't really complain. So that's going to be it for the mini truck Ranger build series. I hope you guys enjoyed, because to be honest, I love how the mini truck looks now. At the beginning, we started with a really clapped out old 98 beater, okay? But now it's clapped out, but with style. Or at least I think it is. Let me know down below. Hit the like, subscribe, and stay tuned for next week's video, because the XB is coming back.